I am a porn addict. I am a porn addict. Love to watch bestiality combined with feces. Mi frente hecha un bistec. We call that self-deprivation. Mouth sewed shut, which is why I write, to express my thoughts, and let the world know of my perverted mind and my demonic acts. I'm going to hell. I know this. I killed my cousin, then I fucked her in the ass. Lord knows I ain't going to heaven. Dear Satan, welcome me, a future son-to-be. She was only 15. Saw, she walked, followed, grabbed her, asked for a kiss, denied, grabbed, she screamed for help. Bitch, shut up, no one's gonna hear you. Kissed her, tried to resist, fingered her, raped her, punched her. At the same time came on her face, left her crying on the floor, went on my way, looking for my next victim. She was only 15. I want blood on the rocks. I want blood on the rocks, October 31st, Halloween. I want blood on the rocks. See a lot of kids, see a lot of fams, lots of candy, lots of laughs. I want blood on the rocks. Searched for a pistol, searched for a knife. Hunger strikes, time to eat. I want blood on the rocks, and flesh on the table, human flesh, flesh of the innocent. Yes, I want blood on the rocks. I kidnap one or two. Should satisfy me for a few days or weeks, bit by bit, eating every single piece, drinking every single drip of blood, till I need to hunt for more. I want blood on the rocks. Tonight, I wear a mask made of human flesh, rotten human flesh. Tonight, I get a new one, and some food for the week, maybe a few weeks. I want blood on the rocks, and human flesh on the table. I want blood on the rocks, and human flesh on the table. I just do it. Sadist, masochist, rapist, porn addict, sex offender, drug abuser, murderer, and torturer. That's what people say I am. Add to that cannibal. But I'm just me, being me. Why do what I do? I can't explain. I just do it. Bye, Jerry. Eat shit and die. Jerry from a House of 1,000 Corpses. Cut off his hair, shove it in his mouth, make him eat it, rip off his scalp. Just a few synonyms. Killer, assassin, villain, criminal, devil. Just a few of my synonyms. Otis. I am the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's work. Otis B. Driftwood, from the Devil's Rejects. I am a reject of the devil, and I'm here on earth to do his bidding. Terrorize the life of those around me, except for those in my family. Killing people left and right. Taking women as sex slaves. And if they don't want to, their corpses sure as hell will. I laugh at your cries. I laugh at your God-worshipping. I laugh at your please don't kill me. And I laugh at your fuck you towards my person. 'Cause none of it will make me stop from doing the devil's work. 'Cause I am the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's work. The Ballad of Mary and Joe. Mary and Joe had wanted a baby for a long time, but to no avail. The day Mary got pregnant, the heat was at an all-time high. It was a red sun type of day, and Joe had been such a savage that he left Mary with a ton of scars. He had turned into an entirely different beast from the usually passionate Joseph that he was. But Mary had no problem with this. They were finally pregnant, and she just wanted to celebrate. People around town were happy for the couple. They knew the struggle they had gone through, and they were happy they finally got their dream come true, especially for Mary, who had been wanting to be a mother for the past few years, but had been denied her wish, not only because Joe had a problem ejaculating inside of her, but also because of their economic concerns. But now they were pregnant, and Mary's belly grew so fast in fact it wasn't human. Doctors took her in for testing, but everything seemed normal. She was as healthy as could be, no problem whatsoever, but things weren't as normal as they seemed. The townsfolk suddenly became more protective of Mary, and they wanted nothing to do with Joe. Some had even attempted to kill him, but to no avail. Joe was scared for his life, and Mary was too. Everything around them was changing, and the sun's heat wasn't helping either. Every day would be hotter and hotter, and these days Mary's baby would kick more than usual. June was approaching, and Mary's contractions were getting more painful by the second. It was clear that she was about to give birth, and the town couldn't be happier. Parties were made, and Mary was even given all sorts of gifts. However, Joe was still given the cold shoulder. The attempts on his life were still frequent. On the day Mary gave birth, the townsfolk celebrated dancing to what seemed to be ancient rhythms and sang in unknown tongues while crows cawed out loud and red rain fell from the skies. At first, Joe took the dancing and singing to be normal, as he had already experienced such rituals, but the crows and the rain, that's what threw him off. When he first grasped his newborn child in his arms, he felt a bit unsettled, to say the least, and seeing what was going on outside of the hospital doors provoked his thought even more. What was this child? He questioned himself multiple times as he watched his wife admire their new child. She smiled at him. Her wish had finally come through. She was a mom. He smiled back, comforting her, but he was troubled in his mind. Something was not right about this baby. He looked out a window to try and escape his thoughts, and there he saw something weirder. The townsfolk were staring at the hospital straight in the direction of Joe and Mary's room. Frightened, Joe closed the windows and headed back to the room. "We need to go," he told Mary, but she wouldn't have it. They still weren't authorized to leave. Joe tried to convince her, but there was no way of changing her mind. She had made her decision. Joe looked out the window once more. They were still there, and now they had cockroaches, ants, and worms crawling all over them. Red rain started to pour once more. Their eyes turned red. Crows started cawing again, and suddenly one of the townsfolk raised their hand, pointed at Joe, and let out a loud screech. A screech so loud all the windows in the hospital were destroyed. All the townsfolk started rushing towards the hospital. Joe quickly ran to Mary's room, and there she was with red eyes, covered in all sorts of bugs, holding their child near her heart. Joe looked at this newborn closely. It was now covered in blood, and it raised its small hand, revealing a horrifying trifecta, the number 666. Joe couldn't believe what he was seeing. All he could do was cry and scream at the terrifying truth. He fell on his knees, weeping, until the townsfolk surrounded him in all directions. He looked to his right, then his left. They were staring at him, red eyes in full force, bugs coming off their bodies and going towards him. He tried to resist, smacking and kicking them off, but ultimately he gave up. He knew he couldn't survive, so he decided to be blind to the pain. He was devoured by all the roaches, ants, worms, and unknown insects that crawled the bodies of the townsfolk and the hospital walls, having one lasting image of his beautiful Mary, before she had been consumed by bugs, before she had their baby, and that was enough for him to die a peaceful yet horrific death. The next day, everything seemed normal. The townsfolk did what they would always do, and Mary couldn't remember anything from the previous day. Joe's disappearance was credited to a runaway. He was too scared to handle parenthood, they told her. Mary was saddened by this, but the townsfolk kept her warm, providing her constant love. Mary continued living her life, but she was always scared at some of the things she would see at night, like the newly performed rituals by townsfolk, and the way Louis, her baby, would stare at them. It was as if he knew these rituals were dedicated to his existence. This spot, perfect. This spot, yes, this spot is perfect for self-reflection, for thinking about one's pros and cons, and how one can improve. Yes, this spot is perfect, perfectly enclosed with no one to disturb, just me and my thoughts. Fuck anyone who dares disturb this beautiful silence. This spot is so fucking perfect. Perfect. I hear a knock. Scratch that. It was just the neighbors fucking. Maybe they destroyed their bed. Savages. Have a good time. A delicious wild time, you dark fiends. This spot is so perfect. So fucking perfect. God damn, it's so perfect. I love it. I could stay here forever. But I fear I might kill myself if I do. It is good to come here every now and then. But if this pleasure is abused, someone might find a corpse. Fuck. This spot is so perfect. I love it. It is so fucking perfect. So perfect. Nobody bothers me. They can't. I'll stab and headbutt them to death if they do. I love my spot. Nobody enters. The doors are closing. Nobody helps me. Nobody will help me. I'll kill them if they do. This is my spot. And it is perfect. My work of art. Rotten flesh surrounds me. I love it. Fuck it. Eat it. Wear it. Sexual cravings conquer my mind and I'm hungry. Feel myself dancing dressed in others' flesh. Can no one stop me? My house is a museum of human tissue waiting to be discovered. I eat nipples for breakfast and drink blood instead of coffee. Around the streets you won't see me. You won't decipher my existence. I am your worst nightmare, and I am your friend. I am Satan in the flesh, and I am your friend. A fiend in disguise waiting for his next victim. Sitting in park benches, looking at future victims. Female flesh is their preference, but there's no discrimination. Rotten flesh surrounds me. I love it. Fuck it, eat it, wear it. It is my all, my love, my nutriment, my work of art. Stroke light. Stroke light, opened eyes, forced eyes. Pupils move, trying to find something else to see. No escape. Stroke light, brain hurts, no food, no sleep. Stroke light all night, strapped to the bed, strapped head. Stroke lights until they see red, yelling, continuous yelling. They don't care, start squeaking, even more strapped now. Stroke light, opened eyes, forced eyes. Human guinea pig, brain activity, being studied. No bargains, no plea, no way for him to flee. A lot of cursing. Not enough bleeps. Stroke light all night. Dry eyes, no drops. Yelling, continuous yelling. No help from the cops. No help from anybody. Just him alone with the stroke light. You love me. Open asshole, I eat it. Open mouth, I fuck it. Pussy, I stab it. My urethra, suck it. Bite it. Hit it. Stab it. Make me bleed off it. Let me fuck you in the ass until I come and make you bleed. Bitch, suck my dick after I stick it in the dirty, filthy ground filled with worms. Suck it till I come. I said suck it till I come, bitch. No way for you to escape. This is my playground, and you are my toy. You like it when I spank you, don't you? Look at that ass completely painted red. Put a gag on your mouth. Let me continue fucking you. Let me fondle your neck with my knife. As I fuck you in the ass. Tell me that you love me. Tell me that you love me. Tell me that you love me. I said, tell me that you fucking love me. Look at you now. No breath inside your lungs. And I'm still a horny fuck. No matter. I can feel the pressure on my dick as I fuck your rotting corpse. Tell me that you love me. Yes, you love me. Maybe not in life, but surely in death. I hope to make you proud. I stab your book. I make you bleed. Demonic acts all up of my sleeves. Blood covers my skin. Curse your god, your puny god. I am your god. I am the beast. 666 tattooed on my wrist. Horns cover my crown. I hear your cries. You start to run. But no one's gonna save you. Come to me. Let me be. Let me stick this knife into your skin. Let me have the pleasure of being on you on Halloween. Apocalypse approaches, and I shall commence it. Louis Cypher, my leader, I hope to make you proud with all the corpses I leave around. Mr. Anti-Life. Rape, murder, cannibalism, and even necrophilia, all across 12 years, summing to a total of 52 corpses or even more, all to satisfy the need of having power and control. Some would call him evil, others a product of harsh upbringing in a dark environment. But one thing's for sure, the horror he caused left an entire nation in disbelief. Ladies beware. Ladies beware, there's a man on the loose, obsessed with you. He wears a hammer, he wears a knife, he comes for your life. Ladies, carry some spray, carry a gun, carry a knife. There's a man on the loose, he comes for you. 13 dead, Ladies, beware. He comes for you. He comes for you. Beware, beware. Fish. All he wanted was for you to beat him up. All he wanted was to rape your children. All he wanted was your blood. All he wanted was your flesh. House of Horrors. A house built for one purpose alone: death, filled with torture rooms, gas chambers, and all sorts of death-inducing corridors. Many have died inside its doors, and he loved listening to their cries. But what about their bodies, you may ask? Their flesh? Burned in the house's basement. Their bones? Sold to the city's schools. Beware of the House of Horrors. Never go inside it, or you'll be next, and he'll laugh at your cries. And suddenly I hear that they are pregnant by a killer. I can't believe the pictures, but it is all true. The house of demons will grow. Bad trips in a little town in France in 1960s. Blood from the ceiling, hair from the mouth, tigers, lions, bears trying to eat them. 300 people poisoned. Look guys, I'm a dragonfly. They saw fire, they saw death. I roll around my bed. And I try to feel your head, and there it is, with your beautiful round cheeks, and I kiss your lips. Then I go for your breast, but there's nothing there. But I don't mind. I try to make you high, touching your lips down south as I kiss your mouth, and you're already wet. But upon opening my eyes to scar my life, I find that it's not you at my side, but rather a horse's head, and the bird is covered in red. A small picture left by the gay slayer. There laid the corpse of a middle-aged man, fully naked, covered in blood, castrated, with 2 condoms in its mouth, and a dead cat on top, with a condom wrapped in its tail, and the penis of the human corpse shoved down its small throat. This is just a small picture left by the gay slayer. The Spiderweb. Daily, a man gets tangled by spiderwebs on his way to his car when he goes to work. He gets mad every time, thus destroying the webs. But one day the spiders take revenge. They tangle him, and poisonous spiders take him out. Argentos. Welcome, welcome all. We are always open. We've got it all. Cheese, pepperoni, bacon, veggies, mushrooms, and more. Of course we got lasagna, spaghetti, manicotti, cannoli, and more. Yes, we got more, especially now in difficult times. Human and zombified flesh are also part of our menu. You can find it all at Argentos. Welcome, welcome all. Attack of the Killer Bread. Fear their wrath. No longer will they tolerate the chopping of their people. No longer will they allow the devouring of their own. You always thought they were just food. Guess again. They're angry, mad, furious, irritated, exasperated, aggrieved, irked. You name it. They'll have it no more. Attack of the Killer Bread. Started with the Night of the Living Bread. Coming soon to a street near you. The pavement covered in red. Attack, attack of the Killer Bread. Of the Killer Bread. Susie Blades. Deadly like Black Widow mixed with Beatrix, Melina, and Sonia. Heroic like Furiosa, Ripley, and Casey. But never double-cross her, 'cause she'll cut you down, gun you down, and more. Katana in one hand cutting demons in half, and an Uzi on the other shooting wolves down. Her name's Susie Blades, a blonde-headed assassin turned hero in the search of justice in the dark depths of the underworld, where all forms of crime reign supreme. But with some help of her stepbrother, some form of peace can be attained. Megamostro. Wrestler, ninja, and vejigante, Megamostro roams the streets looking for justice alongside his Susie Blades. Perfection unattainable, jackass at times. What can you expect from a man who wishes to be Scorpion, Don Cholito, and Carlito Colon, all at once. Brutal in his form of justice, comedic in his way of attaining answers, good guy at heart. They call him Mega Monstro, and when the Vejigante's power arises, villains beware, villains hide, as a brutal form of power shall prowl the streets, looking to instill justice, like Punisher and Dread in the past. Motorcycle wolf fiends. Motorcycle wolf fiends dashing through the streets, fighting each other like Akira bike gangs to show each other who reigns king. Motorcycle wolf fiends blazing through highways, burning signs and tearing off faces along the way. Motorcycle wolf fiends laughing their way home, smoking blunts and drinking beer too. Horny criminal motherfuckers bringing chaos to all worlds. Estudio 777. Hay fantasmas en el estudio 777, fantasmas de momentos pasados que nunca volverán a ser. Hay demonios en el estudio 777, demonios de aquellos que se rehabilitaban a través de la música poco a poco. Hay pasados oscuros en el estudio 777, pasados oscuros que se quedarán pasados y jamás volverán. En la autopista. En la autopista hay una guagua abandonada, recién quemada, con un cuerpo hecho leña, y nadie se detiene a ayudar, ni siquiera a hacer una llamada a la poli, porque no quieren enfrentar la imagen o el olor de la putrefacción de uno de los suyos. The Tragedy of Vincent Valen Price, or Vincent Valen Price Blues. Well, all he wanted was to spend his days with his beloved, but life wasn't that good to him. I say all he wanted was to spend his days with his beloved, but life wasn't that good to him. Well, he was a horror movie actor who just wanted to make art and have fun, but life wasn't that good to him. I say he was a horror movie actor who just wanted to make art and have fun. Well, his wife was taken away and believed to have been killed, but he was given an opportunity to bring her back. I say his wife was taken away and believed to have been killed, but he was given an opportunity to bring her back. Well, a devilish doctor provided the opportunity. I will experiment on you, so you will become the monsters you've always pretended to be, and act for me. Then I'll bring back your beloved to full nourishment and health. To which Vincent said yes. I say the doctor offered to make the man a monster before bringing back his beloved, to which Vincent said yes. And so it happened, yes, so it happened. Well, Vincent accepted, and he was given the power to become a head-twisting zombie, a three-horned demon, and a wolfman to have a nice trifecta. And so he acted for the rest of his days, believing his beloved had come back to life. But little did he know that the doctor was more sinister than he believed. I say Vincent accepted, and he was given the power to become a head-twisting zombie, a three-horned demon, and a wolfman to have a nice trifecta. And so he acted for the rest of his days, believing his beloved had come back to life. But little did he know that the doctor was more sinister than he believed. Well, upon investigation and research, Vincent found out that his beloved had been a slave for the doctor this entire time, being raped and tortured every day by the devilish scientist. I say upon this investigation and research, Vincent found out that his beloved had been a slave of the doctor this entire time, being raped and tortured every day by the devilish scientist. Well, Vincent confronted the doctor, and the doctor denied it all, but Vincent didn't believe it all, and thus ripped the doctor's throat. I say Vincent confronted the doctor, and the doctor denied it all, but Vincent didn't believe it at all, and thus ripped the doctor's throat. Well, Vincent saved his beloved, but upon inspection he found she wasn't the same woman he knew before, and he wasn't the same man he used to be before. I say Vincent saved his beloved, but upon his inspection he found she wasn't the same woman he knew before, and he wasn't the same man he used to be before. Well, Vincent spent the rest of his days searching for cures while taking care of his traumatized beloved. I say Vincent spent the rest of his days searching for cures while taking care of his traumatized beloved. And so ends the tragedy of Vincent Valen Price, or the Vincent Valen Price Blues. Monster mashed potatoes. Do you hear the boogie woogie wonderland? The kitchen is no longer what you believe. Zombified food items have brought disco balls, and the 1970s disco music plays on their playlist as they celebrate their victory over the humans who killed so many of their own. Demonio con pava. Demonios con pava salen esta noche vestidos como Bad Bunny y J Balvin, bailando perreo y dembow satánico, sudando hasta el piso, haciendo 69 y rusas en el piso, mientras el kush kush y el alcohol se pasa de uno a otro. Imagine, if you will, la animación de Rob Zombie pa' Beavis and Butthead, pero con perreo y dembow con todos sus powers. Y esa es la imagen de esta noche, llena de demonios con pava. Cute yellow mouse mascot. Satan hides behind the shadow of a cute yellow mouse mascot. Those religious fanatics yell and preach, puking their latest thoughts on the latest craze to capture the imagination of the younger generations. But the children just play and play, never minding those people with thoughts of the past. To them, it's all fun and games, until, in the span of a week, the cute yellow mouse mascot slowly shifts its position, and the cute factor turns into fury and devilish anger, as it slowly electrocutes to death the most powerful churchgoers in the system. Did Satan really possess the cute yellow mouse mascot? That's up to you to decide. Small little demon kitten. A small little kitten dressed in red and pink roams around the streets, capturing the eyes of children all around, and the adults didn't notice until each weekend another kid is lost and eventually found in stores while covered in scratches that spell 666. The small little kitten dressed in red and pink is never looked as a suspect. She just roams around the streets, preying on every kid she can find. Clumpy the Clown. Clumpy the Clown has a secret and he doesn't want to share it, and I don't think anybody really wants to know. But let's just say that the following words combined can help you in a Google search. 1. Rape. 2. Torture. 3. Pedophile. 4. Necrophiliac. 5. Art. And those are just a few. Make of him what you wish. Mr. Boogeyman and his 3 devil children. Folk and myth creatures beware when you hear devilish spooky jazz or psychedelic funkadelic cannibalistic disco on Halloween, as that means that Mr. Boogeyman and his 3 devil children are coming for you. Santa's dead, the 3 wise men too, and the Easter Bunny died yesterday. So, everyone else better beware, 'cause Mr. Boogeyman and his 3 devil children want to take over and own every holiday. 4 romantic devils. 4 romantic devils singing love songs to hopeless romantics, earning millions, and no one can stop their influence, even when they show their true nature and suck the blood or eat the entrails of their fans in their concert green rooms. Nope, no one can stop the 4 romantic devils. Small humanoid toe-sized demons. Small humanoid toe-sized demons crawl out of their mushroom-sized homes once a month and creep into their neighboring human village and kill the tallest and fattest person they find, then take it back home, chop it into pieces, and share it amongst their folk, so they can make it last before the next hunt. No human knows about these little demons' existence, and when anybody has a slight speculation about them, they are the first to go missing. Lady Fafa. She dresses in glam and other eye-grabbing forms of clothing. They call her a devil, and they're definitely right. She lures men and women to the back, sucks out their soul, and stays young and fresh. Over a millennia being a part of this world, and she doesn't intend on dying. A part of Satan's flesh, out here looking to do his will, preying on the weak, quick kill. Nothing but bones in the backstage of her shows, and nobody says shit, 'cause they know the consequences. Her deed is endless. Repulsive, bizarro dreadfuls. 6 demons with 6 songs on each of their 6 albums, called the repulsive, bizarro dreadfuls, spread love at first glance, but when you listen to their tunes in reverse, your soul is forever cursed to go to hell, when your day of department eventually comes. Ominous, ghastly yelling. Ominous, ghastly yelling can be heard in the distance as children play monster-fueled card games and the creatures they thought to be friends suddenly become soldiers of hell. Hades Papadopoulos and the Witches of Monster World. Hades Papadopoulos always knew his mission. Even as a child, he knew he was something different as part of his destiny. It was all a matter of having it spelled to him. So when he finally met his father, it wasn't weird at all. He just mastered the power of chaos, and alongside the Witches of Monster World, he made everyone in Monster World kneel to his will, and set forth towards Earthrealm to reign supreme in both worlds. Las Catsup. A las cantantes vestidas de ketchup las pintaron de brujas, y un mago del infierno las capturó y las hechizó con la magia de la fama, pero con el siguiente mal. Cada vez que una persona baile al ritmo de una de sus canciones, el tiempo de esa persona en la tierra disminuiría por 1 año, y al final de todo, dicha alma sería enviada para el infierno. Ellas nunca supieron de dicho hechizo, simplemente disfrutaron y vacilaron de su fama, hasta que poco a poco vieron sus conciertos disminuir en cantidad de fanáticos. E-pets. The devil comes in those electronic pets, the priest told the children, and they should have listened, as they lost their lives while taking care of those pets that showed their dark side immediately when the children tried to put them away. Threats of killing their parents and burning houses down were just some of the messages these creatures conveyed whenever the children would try to put them down. Dicky Inferno and his concert routine. There he stood, sang and danced his famous hits, with a halo on his head, and devil horns hidden from plain view, that would only be revealed at the end of each show, when all of his fans would be sacrificed to the darkest soulnados of the depths of hell. Toro Rojo. A bull logo would represent an entire city. It would be shared all across the city, but its greatest location, the middle of the basketball court, served as a gateway to Monster World, the underworld, and other forms of hell. Every night, creatures from those darkest holes would walk through the gate and invade Earthrealm, picking up disguises before committing Satan's deeds all across multiple spots across the world. From big cities to small towns, no human is safe from the creatures that arise from the bull logo in Toro Rojo. Sinner siblings. Sinner siblings scaring folk all around as they sing and revenants dance to tango, having fun in a world where they're not welcomed. 4 fat demon boys. 4 fat demon boys with the power of hypnosis playing around the forest as others filmed their exploits in order to hypnotize human children and take away their spirits as they're entranced by the fat demon boys. Yukon and the 7 deadly sins. A child of the devil sent to this world to bring forth chaos. 21 years they waited for his wrath to take full form. Yukon and the 7 deadly sins unleash hell upon earth, with all of their legions of demons invading each and every continent. There's no hope for earth. Yukon has fulfilled his destiny. He stands on a throne, demon horns erect and proud, looking down upon the destruction and the slaves he has taken for eternal torture. The Crypt Keeper. A wrestler who comes from the depths of hell stalks the International Wrestling Organization in search for souls to keep him immortal. Every time he wins a match, nobody remembers the moment when he opens a portal to his cemetery home, where he sucks the soul out of his opponents, leaving nothing but bones, which he licks in order to drain every bit of soul left in them. This creature is a humanoid in form, has never been confronted by any authority worthy of taking him down. Not even the gods' mightiest warriors have been able to stop him. He's just a fiend with an insatiable thirst for human souls. Riggs, the immortal time traveler. Find him in the cover of many music projects as he travels across multiple eras, sending his legions of doom to aid in taking out any form of light. Multiple religious folk have shared his stories, and all of them have ultimately become victims of his hand. Riggs, the immortal time traveler, shall always continue in his mission to bring forth Beelzebub's chaos to Earthrealm. Diva, the head-twisting queen. When found in the fires of the battlefield, always beware of Diva, the head-twisting queen, for she will always look for necks to break in order to protect the laws of chaos. The Brotherhood of the Nine Mighty Demon Warriors. The Brotherhood of the Nine Mighty Demon Warriors run among the hordes of soldiers of the kings of hell. They all wear masks and armor made of flesh of their victims, along with unique forms of weaponry, from swords, axes, and spears to custom crafts made in the darkest depths of the underworld. Their faces have never been seen, but their presence is forever felt, as the blood of their victims quickly stops serving as an indicator of their upcoming fate. Beware of the Nine Mighty Demon Warriors. They may come from a small hellbound pit, where they were once tortured until becoming ruthless assassins. But it is this brotherhood that has forever kept them strong, undefeated, and unfazed against the forces of man. One of the hobbies of the Demon Prince. The Demon Prince sits on his throne, eating bats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, accompanied by human blood as water, as he watches mankind fight each other, in order to have a chance at a few more minutes of survival, before being decapitated by one of the prince's wicked warlocks. This is just one of the prince's hobbies. Others involve watching elders, women, and children suffer, as well as biting the heads off baby animals, such as puppies, kittens, and chicks. The new generation's haircuts and the frightening downfall of humanity's last hope. They all listened to that devil worship music in the 50s and 60s, and across time they were never able to stop said enjoyment. Now the youth continues to lose its potential survival against the devil's soldiers of doom, as they cut their hair in extravagant, colorful, and gothic ways, accompanied by necklaces, piercings, and tattoos that worship the number 666. This is further evidenced in their gestures found in the newly found selfies that we can find being shared across the internet. This is most certainly the frightening downfall of humanity's last hope, preached the Christian evangelist Ted Wayne Berkowitz to his crowd of fragile minds. A classic image. A classic image, skeletons holding hands, cavorting around a boiling pot as a devilish fiend prepares to cook a lady in distress, while some sort of hero comes to her aid. A new classic image. A serial killer methodically chops his victim's flesh, as he or she or they never see a glimpse of hope, because the heroes will take years to find his or her or their killer. Missing_ghost.jpg. Yes, Bob, as you stated earlier, the child just jumped into the ocean thinking he would find some sort of missing ghost. Sadly, there was no missing ghost, and the child drowned. On a side note, Bob, people across the community have stated that this isn't the first occurrence of what they called the call of the missing ghost, as some other members of said community have been compelled to find the ghost after watching the so-called missing_ghost.jpg online. Shared famous reporter Faye Curtis, days before she too drowned in that cursed ocean. A bloody rampage. Look at his eyes, look at his face, look at his smile, look at his smile. They scream madness, they scream insanity. His thoughts showed disconnection. His videos demonstrated a psycho in the making, fueled by paranoia, fueled by schizophrenia. It all led to a day full of chaos, a bloody rampage that nobody saw fully coming, leaving a town in disarray, leaving a town confused, unknowing what had happened and what had led to it. His bloody rampage is still remembered today, and it still brings forth conversations about what should be done, about mental health and gun control.